Now at 6, Oklahoma authorities search for answers in the case of an apparent double murder-suicide. Plus, a Missouri judge upholds a ban on some medical procedures for transgender minors. And
the Neosho Fire Department received a grant to make some upgrades at their station. I'm Melissa Alexis, and I'll have the details coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Delaware County, Oklahoma authorities are looking for answers in an apparent double murder-suicide involving a mother and her 2 children. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The 3 bodies were discovered in an abandoned vehicle on State Highway 85 and 340 Road east of Ketchum, Oklahoma over the weekend. Authorities now say the mother was 38-year-old Alicia Pena of Tulsa. The children were a 7-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office believes Pena shot her 2 children before shooting herself. Authorities are still investigating, and they say they don't know what brought the family to the Grand Lake area. A Missouri judge rules a law banning some medical procedures for transgender minors is unconstitutional. The ruling upheld a new state law that bans some gender-affirming health care for minors, such as surgery and medications. Supporters of the ban call the ruling a victory as similar lawsuits in other states continue to play out. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey said in a statement, quote, "I'm extremely proud of the thousands of hours my office put in to shine a light on the lack of evidence supporting these irreversible procedures," end quote. Missouri is among at least 26 states that have adopted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors, including Arkansas and Oklahoma. Lambda Legal and the ACLU of Missouri responded in a joint statement which said, in part, the ruling would, quote, "deny transgender adolescents and Medicaid beneficiaries from the right to access to evidence-based, effective, and often life-saving medical care." The organizations say they plan to appeal the ruling. It's been kind of chilly out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, most of us went into the lower 50s for afternoon highs, and we're dropping back now. Clouds increasing, 49 in Joplin, down to 45 is where we stand in Pittsburgh. And most of us across the board, mid to upper 40s to lower 50s across the region. We're going to keep with a southerly wind tonight, and what that will do is keep our temperatures up just a little bit more than what we have seen over the past couple nights. So a south wind, kind of 5 to 10 out there right now, and those are going to increase as we go into the daytime hours on Wednesday. All right, temperatures sliding back through the 40s. Overnight lows, not as chilly, down into the upper 30s. Clouds increasing. Our next little storm system is beginning to work in. Doesn't have a lot of moisture, but it should give us at least a few showers trying to push in as we go into Wednesday. So we're going to start the day upper 30s to near 40, but you can see some showers increasing. So we're going to be talking about that and what is to come here in just a bit.
See you soon. Neosho, Missouri firefighters are going to be a little bit safer thanks to a $10,000 grant from the Newton County Public Safety. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has details on how the funds will benefit the fire department.
One of the things is you want to have your gear immediately.
Leif Hayward is a firefighter at Neosho Fire Department, and he says the new extractor washer and dryer they purchased with the grant makes washing their gear much more convenient.
Huge time constraint that would take place. We'd have to get us out here earlier than what we normally would.
Before the grant, there was only an extractor washer and dryer at Fire Station 1. The grant allowed them to purchase another set for Fire Station 2, so the firefighters don't have to take away time from responding to emergencies to travel and wash their gear. He says having the new extractor washer and dryer has already started giving them more time to focus on responding to calls.
This morning we caught a call. Jason and I got here 20 minutes before shift, so we were able to actually take that call. If we didn't have our stuff ready at that point, we wouldn't have been able to.
Huge for us just to be able to have this here in our stations and not to have to transport it anymore, not to have to send it out to be washed, not to have to do anything extra. It's a relief.
The extractor washer and dryer removes hazardous contaminants from their gear that may have accumulated during emergency responses.
Don't want to wear your stuff twice with all the carcinogens and everything like that.
According to the National Institute for Occupational Health and Safety, firefighters have a 9% higher risk of developing cancer than the general U.S. population.
When we come in and do our job every day, every shift, that our stuff is clean, that we're not cross-contaminating patients that we might see out in the field on a car wreck, or cross-contamination that might actually go home with us from our gear where we've had contact with that.
These washer and dryers will increase the longevity of the gear and ensure that hazardous contaminants are removed.
So it's a peace of mind.
Reporting in Neosho, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The Neosho Fire Department applied for the grant in an effort to prioritize the safety of their firefighters and avoid long-term exposure to those hazardous chemicals. Cold weather could lead to car thefts. We get advice from the experts on how to protect our vehicles from thieves when the temperature drops. That's coming up. Plus,
holiday travel is underway, but where are they going? I'm Lonnie Walton in Joplin. I got a chance to sit down with several travelers and they tell me where they're going and why. I have all that information and more coming up.
here's a live look from downtown Joplin as City Hall puts on its holiday finest. The City Hall was lit up this evening for the holiday season, and Visit Joplin is featuring a fourth stained glass winter scene, this one paying tribute to miners. Scenes adorn the front windows of City Hall and look out onto Main Street and Route 66. City officials say the displays can be viewed during any time of day, but the stained glass effect is best viewed at night, as you can see. You can see the displays through January 3rd. Holiday travel is underway. Millions are already hitting the highways, including tens of thousands traveling to or through the 4 states. KOAM's Lonnie Walton caught up with a few travelers to find out why they're passing through.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Slower pace of life.
Brian Griffin is headed to Branson. He says this is where his family meets in the middle.
My parents are from Texas. My brother lives in North Carolina, so we kind of meet in the middle.
It's not only the nice scenery that brings travelers here, but it's the community.
Roads are clean. It's people are nice.
I love the trees. I'm from Texas, so we don't have too many trees where I'm from.
Although some travelers may love the area, just not how it feels, especially when you're from the South.
Cold. Well, we came here from California.
Some people are just passing through looking for an adventure.
We love Branson. Just all the rides in Silver Dollar City and like the Butterfly Palace.
And most importantly, spending time with family.
My mom's side of the family, and her family too as well.
Our son and daughter-in-law and 3 kids who live there.
There are some things Griffin is not too fond of, and a lot of people may agree.
You know what's hard to get used to though from California is the toll booths. Every so often, I went, oh man, how am I going to get billed for this?
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Many of the travelers we spoke to also say they love the Joplin gas prices. In fact, you're going to find all 4 states in our area have gas prices below the national average. Oklahoma has the lowest at $2.51. Arkansas is next at $2.65 a gallon on average. Kansas and Missouri round out our area at $2.70 and $2.71. In some area counties, the prices are even lower. As winter approaches and the temperatures drop, police in southwest Missouri want to remind drivers to be proactive in preventing car thefts. While Missouri doesn't have any state laws preventing you from leaving your car running while unattended, some individual cities do. The Springfield City Ordinance, for example, says you can't leave a car unlocked and running while you warm it. Instead, the police suggest letting your car idle briefly while driving the car. Well, that'll help it warm up faster.
If you're warming up your vehicle and you don't have a way to take the keys with you, it is at risk of being stolen. It only takes 5 seconds for someone to slip into your vehicle and drive off.
You can also invest in anti-theft and tracking devices like built-in alarms or hidden tracking systems, and park in secure garages or well-lit areas at night when possible. Leaving your vehicle running unattended in Kansas is not allowed, but there are some exceptions. One of those pertains to cars with remote start. The engine might be running, but the vehicle is locked and the keys are not in the ignition. A little bit later, visitors to the Neosho Farmers Market could take advantage of some holiday offerings today. That's coming up.
Plus, we have some rain chances we got to take a look at. We're going to do that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a chilly one for us today, but overall, not a bad day for us today. Temperatures just a little bit below where we should be for this time of the year. Looking outside, looks pretty good right now. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Of course, we're looking downtown Joplin, off toward the north and to the east. Light little breeze. Those winds will start to pick up a little bit as we go through the daytime hours on Wednesday. All right, 46 in Stockton, 51 Neosho, 50 in Veneta. Chanute is sitting at 50 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th in range line, 49. Winds are light, but again, those will pick up late tonight into the daytime hours tomorrow. Through the evening hours, clouds increase. We slide back through the 40s. Not as cold tonight. We're only going to dip back to about 38, 39 degrees for an overnight low. Southerly winds keeping our temps up just a bit. But again, these southerly winds will increase as we go into Wednesday. South wind through the morning, switch to a brisk northerly wind during the afternoon. Here's 4 p.m. This is going to usher in some cooler air across the region. So we'll start Thanksgiving breezy, but the winds will start to die down once we get into Thursday evening. Clouds thickening across the region. This is due to our next storm system, which is rolling in. Doesn't have a lot of moisture, but something we'll keep our eyes on as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. But clouds will thicken tonight. Has a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow out across the Rockies, but a fairly weak little wave, which is going to be pushing through. But if you are traveling tomorrow, it will produce at least some showers across the region. All right, starting the day, partly cloudy skies. Upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Mostly cloudy by noon. If you're traveling north, look at this band of rain, really right along the I-70 corridor, sliding south and east as we get into late afternoon. So some showers on the Kansas side, Missouri side, mainly north of I-44. As we continue through the evening, most of the rain presses east. Then the clouds will start to break up. And colder tomorrow night, we drop back into the upper 20s. So if you're getting up Thursday early to cook, it's going to be on the cold side. As we go through the day on Thursday, upper 30s to near 40 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, well below our average high for this time of the year. Most of you 41, 42, 43 degrees for a high. And then we plummet again as we go into Black Friday morning, all the way down into lower 20s. All right, 41 to start, 52 by noon. Showers picking up late. High temp 56. Let's look at your Thanksgiving. 32 in the morning, 41 by noon, dropping back to 40 by the time the evening hours push in. As we go into the weekend, we have another system we want to watch. This is a little colder system, but by Saturday morning, some snow showers, especially once you get north toward Kansas City. If this shifts any farther south, then we could be getting a little rain-snow mix. But right now, I'm going to keep our forecast on the dry side on Saturday. 56 tomorrow, 43 on Thanksgiving, 43 on Friday, 48 Saturday, 41 on Sunday. So it's cool for the next 7 days. Then finally 50s return by the middle of next week.
I would say downright cold, at least on the nights, for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. The Neosho Farmers Market teamed up with some community partners to get into the holiday spirit. This afternoon, the public could come out to the market, take advantage of the Thanksgiving Table Market. It's an event featuring local, farm fresh, and scratch-made goodness for everyone's Thanksgiving table. Visitors could pre-order an array of menu items such as entrees, side dishes, baked goods, and more to be picked up today. For those who missed the pre-order window, well, visitors also had the opportunity to shop a wide selection of fresh-made items such as jellies and fillings, as well as holiday centerpieces. If you or your family or anyone you know needs a place to eat this Thanksgiving, there are many places in our area that are serving up Thanksgiving dinners that won't cost a thing. Scan this QR code and head over to our events page on KOAMnewsnow.com for a list of places hosting Thanksgiving Day dinners. Now keep in mind, some places might require sign-ups before you can attend, so check in with host organizations just to make sure. While you're on our events page, make sure to check out all the other events happening in and around the area. Still ahead, Missouri Southern women's basketball plays in a tournament in Puerto Rico. And the season opener for a pair of local high school basketball teams begins tonight. Brock Baldridge has those stories and more coming up.
Missouri Southern men's basketball has been hot and cold to begin this year. The Lions begin a 2-game homestand tonight before conference play begins next Wednesday. Missouri Southern is hosting the Mission University Patriots tonight. The Lions are coming off of a road loss to Rockhurst University, which occurred last Friday night. This game is just getting started in Joplin. We'll have highlights from that one tonight at 10. Meanwhile, the Missouri Southern women's basketball team is enjoying the Thanksgiving holiday in Puerto Rico. Southern played their first game in San Juan earlier this morning. Lions win that game 74-25. Lions will be back at tomorrow morning when they face Interamericana de Puerto Rico. Back over to men's college hoops. The Kansas Jayhawks play on a neutral floor tonight against the 11th-ranked Duke Blue Devils in Las Vegas. KU has won 3 of the last 4 meetings against Duke. This game is set to tip off at 8 p.m. Central. We'll have a score update from that one tonight at 10. A handful of local high school basketball teams from across the 4 states are just getting the season started. Tonight, a pair of former conference teams meet for the first time as non-conference opponents. Carl Junction and Carthage are set to begin the season tonight. The last time the Carthage girls hoops team beat Carl Junction was in 2022. So now the 2 teams square off as non-conference opponents since Carl Junction left the COC to join the Ozark Mountain Conference. This game is set to start tonight at 7:30 p.m. We'll have highlights from there tonight at 10. Well, that's your look for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have the latest on why egg prices remain high heading into the holiday. Plus, Israel's Prime Minister and Hezbollah reach a ceasefire agreement. And the city of Joplin puts on its holiday best with a downtown Christmas window display. We showed you a bit of that. We'll tell you more. Those stories and a lot more tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The kids at Fairview Elementary in Carthage got a head start on Thanksgiving with their own version of the Macy's Parade. The kids learned about the history of that Macy's Parade. Then instead of traditional balloons like Macy's does, well, the kids displayed their original pictures of some of their favorite book characters. Fairview Balloon Parade is the brainchild of a 2nd grade teacher.
A long time ago, like 100 years ago when they started the parade, it was actual animals from the zoo. And so we talked about how they switched from animals to balloons. And so the kids got to look at the balloons that had been in the parade, and then they got to make their own. And we chose to do book characters, so we did book characters from stories that they've read throughout their time at Fairview.
This is the 3rd year of the Fairview Balloon Parade, making learning fun.
Yeah, got to.
It's chilly out there already, Doug, and it's getting colder.
It is. We'll drop back into the upper 30s for overnight lows tonight. Partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy tomorrow. A few showers popping up late afternoon into the evening. High temp 56. And then only into lower 40s on Thanksgiving and also on Black Friday. So getting colder later this week.
I guess so. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.